Hey there, fellow travelers. If you're over 70 or cruising toward it and the open sea still calls your name, welcome aboard. Whether you love the thrill of waking up in a new country, the calm of watching the horizon from your balcony, or the simple joy of chatting with fellow passengers over breakfast, you're in the right place. Cruising at this stage in life isn't just a vacation, it's a celebration of freedom, experience, and living fully. But while the brochures show sunshine and smiles, there's another side to cruising that rarely gets mentioned: the hidden risks most seniors never see coming. In this video, we'll uncover the top 15 dangers that can quietly turn your dream cruise into a distress call, and more importantly, how to avoid them with confidence and ease. So grab your favorite drink, settle in, and if you find this helpful, don't forget to subscribe to Travel Vibes, where smart, joyful cruising starts with you. Number 1. Assuming Medicare has you covered at sea. It's easy to feel safe with your trusted health insurance back home. After all, Medicare has always been there for doctor visits, prescriptions, and annual checkups. But here's a reality check that surprises many senior cruisers. Once you're in international waters, Medicare steps off the ship. Yes, even if you're just a few miles offshore, most U.S. health plans, including Medicare, won't cover care on board a cruise ship. That means a simple visit to the medical center for a sprained ankle, a fever, or high blood pressure could cost hundreds or even thousands out of pocket. And if you ever need to be airlifted from the ship, you're looking at a bill that could rival the price of a luxury world cruise. This isn't just rare. It's so common that even seasoned travelers overlook it. That's why veteran adventurers like Rick Steves and cruise experts from AARP consistently recommend comprehensive travel insurance, especially for guests over 70. So before you pack your sun hat and sandals, make sure you've packed peace of mind, too. Choose a travel insurance plan that includes emergency medical evacuation, and coverage for pre-existing conditions. It's not just a backup plan, it's your lifeline at sea. A cruise should be about freedom and discovery, not financial stress. And when you're properly insured, that freedom feels a whole lot lighter. Number 2. Being too confident in your balance at sea. Now let's talk about something many seasoned cruisers never see coming: overconfidence in your balance. After all, you walk every day, you stay active, and you feel steady on your feet. But the truth is, cruise ships move, and they move in ways that your body may not always expect. Even on the calmest waters, a gentle sway or a shift in the current can catch you off guard, especially if you're walking across a freshly mopped deck or navigating a narrow gangway. And those metal thresholds in cabin doorways? Easy to miss when you're admiring the view or chatting with a fellow guest. For travelers who love strolls on the upper deck, heading to the buffet after a swim, or exploring every corner of the ship, falls remain the most common accident for seniors on board. It's not about weakness, it's about unpredictability. That's why organizations like the CDC and travel health boards recommend packing sturdy, non-slip footwear as essential cruise gear. Not just for shore excursions, but for everyday walking around the ship. So take your time. Hold the rail, let the ocean do the rocking, not you. Remember, every great sunset, dance floor, or dining room will still be there waiting. And when you move with care, you give yourself the gift of a full, uninterrupted cruise. Number 3. Underestimating the power of the sun, even on cloudy days. Cruise lovers know the feeling: stepping out onto the deck with the sea breeze in your hair, camera in hand, ready to soak up the day. But here's a quiet danger many seniors overlook: sun exposure doesn't take a vacation, even when the sky looks gray. Out at sea, UV rays bounce off everything: the ocean, the white deck railings, even your balcony table. And while clouds might give you a false sense of comfort, the science says otherwise. According to the Skin Cancer Foundation, up to 80% of UV rays can still penetrate cloud cover. For travelers who love reading by the pool, enjoying alfresco lunches, or lounging under a shady canopy with a good book, this is something to take seriously. Seniors are more sensitive to sun damage, and sunburns at sea tend to sneak up on you fast. That's why dermatologists and experienced cruisers alike swear by broad-spectrum SPF 50, lightweight UV protective clothing, and wide-brimmed hats. And don't forget those polarized sunglasses, not just for comfort, but to protect your vision from prolonged glare. So yes, enjoy every golden moment. But remember, the sun works overtime at sea, so your protection should too. And the best part? Staying sun smart lets you enjoy more days on deck without the sting. Number 4. Forgetting to hydrate in warm climates. If you love shore excursions, tropical ports, or just relaxing on a sunny deck with your feet up and your eyes on the sea, this one's for you. Warm weather cruising is a dream, but dehydration can turn it into a nightmare quicker than you think. The thing is, as we age, our body's thirst signal becomes less reliable. Add in long walks under the sun, salty breezes, air-conditioned cabins, and maybe a cocktail or two, and suddenly, you're more parched than you realize. According to the Mayo Clinic, dehydration is one of the most common causes of fatigue and confusion in older adults, and on a cruise, that can mean missing a day's adventure or even needing medical care. That's why cruise doctors always recommend the simplest fix. Carry a refillable water bottle wherever you go. Not just in port, but on board too. Sip throughout the day, not just when you feel thirsty. And if you're enjoying a daiquiri at the pool bar, make your next round a tall glass of H2O. Because when you're hydrated, everything is easier, from exploring ancient ruins to dancing under the stars. Staying energized at sea starts with one small habit, and your body will thank you for it. Number 5. Medication mistakes that can ruin your cruise. For seasoned travelers, packing feels like second nature. You've got your comfy walking shoes, your sunglasses, your day pack, and of course, your medications. But here's where many cruisers over 70 hit a snag. Assuming medications will be easily accessible, stored safely, or replaceable at sea. In reality, cruise ships don't carry every prescription, and those that require refrigeration or exact timing can be easily mishandled if you're not careful. Checked luggage gets delayed, power outlets vary, and even time zones shift the rhythm of your dosage schedule. That's why experts from the CDC and cruise health advisors strongly recommend packing all essential medications in your carry-on, not your suitcase. Bring extra doses in case of delays. Keep a copy of your prescriptions, especially for controlled medications. And if any of them require special handling, like insulin, notify the cruise line in advance and speak with your cabin steward once you board. Because let's face it, you didn't sail across the ocean to spend your time in the infirmary. You came to relax, explore, and feel your best. And a little planning now means fewer worries later, so you can enjoy every sunrise, excursion, and sea breeze without missing a beat. Number 6. Packing too much into your cruise day. If you're the kind of traveler who gets excited just reading the daily cruise planner, filled with trivia contests, dance classes, destination talks, and back-to-back excursions, you're not alone. Many cruise lovers are lifelong learners, social butterflies, and curious adventurers who want to make the most of every single minute. But here's the catch. Trying to do it all can leave you too tired to enjoy any of it. On a cruise, the real luxury isn't just the activities, it's the freedom to slow down. Overbooking your days, especially in hot climates or back-to-back ports, can lead to fatigue, weakened immunity, and even missing out on the moments you looked forward to most. That's why health professionals, and even seasoned world travelers like Paul Theroux, stress the importance of pacing yourself. Choose a few things that genuinely light you up each day, and balance them with restful time. Whether that's a quiet balcony breakfast, an afternoon nap, or simply sitting on deck with the ocean as your soundtrack, rest is not wasted time. It's what keeps the joy sustainable. Cruising isn't a race, it's a rhythm. And when you find your flow, you create space for memories that don't just blur together, they stay with you long after the ship docks. Number 7. Getting lost on today's floating cities. Let's be honest. Modern cruise ships are enormous. Some carry over 6,000 guests, stretch longer than the Eiffel Tower is tall, and have more decks than most apartment buildings. If you've ever gotten turned around in a shopping mall, imagine doing that at sea. For cruise lovers who enjoy wandering through art galleries, exploring specialty restaurants, or simply taking evening strolls around the promenade, it's easy to lose track of where you started, especially after a long shore excursion or a glass of wine at dinner. And for those of us with mild vision changes or the occasional memory lapse, navigation becomes even trickier. That's why travel experts, including the folks at Cruise Critic, recommend getting to know the layout early in your trip. Use the interactive ship map on your cabin TV or download the cruise line's app before you board. Take a quick photo of your hallway decor or nearby elevator bank to help you recognize your floor. And don't hesitate to ask the crew for directions. They're there to help, and they're always happy to point you in the right direction. Because when you're confident in your surroundings, you feel more relaxed, more independent, and ready to enjoy every deck, every view, and every delightful detour. Number 8. Struggling with tender boat transfers at certain ports. Here's something many cruisers don't realize until the day of. Not every port has a dock big enough for your ship. In these cases, you'll board smaller boats called tenders to reach shore. They're practical, but for travelers with joint pain, canes, or limited balance, stepping onto a bobbing boat from a moving platform can feel more like an obstacle course than a vacation. This part of cruising can be intimidating, especially when the water's a little choppy or you're rushed to get ashore. But you're not alone, and you're definitely not the first to feel uneasy about it. Cruise lines like Princess and Holland America actually offer special assistance upon request. So before your itinerary gets locked in, check which ports require tendering and let guest services know if you'd like help. Sometimes, a hand from the crew is all you need for a safe and stress-free transfer, because your cruise is about enjoyment, not injury. And when you put safety before scenery, every port becomes more peaceful and more accessible. Number 9. Overlooking hearing and vision limitations at sea. For travelers who love music by the pool, daily trivia, and elegant dinners with friends, cruising can feel like a dream. But let's not forget, when hearing or vision isn't what it used to be, important details can quietly slip past. Imagine missing a safety announcement because the speaker wasn't clear, or struggling to read a dinner menu printed in tiny cursive under dim lighting. These small frustrations can take away from the magic of your voyage if left unaddressed. The good news? Most cruise lines today, like Royal Caribbean and Celebrity, offer accessibility services that include large print materials, assistive listening devices, and visual guides. All you have to do is let them know in advance or speak with guest services once on board. And don't hesitate to lean on a travel companion for support, because you deserve to hear the laughter, see the sunset menus clearly, and experience the joy of the cruise fully without feeling left out. Confidence grows when we advocate for ourselves, and your comfort is worth it. Number 10. Overloading your plate and your stomach at the buffet. Let's be honest, cruise cuisine is irresistible. From endless buffets to fine dining, from global flavors to midnight snacks, food is part of what makes cruising such a treat. And for many cruise fans, tasting it all feels like part of the adventure. But here's a gentle reminder, your digestive system may not be as adventurous as your spirit. Trying 5 cuisines in one sitting, like sushi, curry, steak, and cheesecake, might be thrilling for the palate, but not so much for your stomach. Cruise doctors often see guests over 70 deal with bloating, heartburn, or digestive upset, simply because they dove into too much too fast. That's why nutrition experts, including those at the Cleveland Clinic, recommend a slow and steady approach. Enjoy your meals, but balance rich dishes with lighter fare like fruit, steamed veggies, or soup. Try new things, just not all at once. And remember, you don't have to eat like it's your last supper. On a cruise, another meal is always just around the corner. Number 11. Letting your guard down. When exploring ports, one of the best parts of cruising is stepping off the ship into a brand new world. New cultures, colorful markets, friendly locals, it's what every traveler dreams of. And when you're soaking in the sights with the sea breeze still in your hair, it's easy to feel completely at ease. But here's the thing. Scammers love vacationers who feel too relaxed. Especially in crowded areas near ports, it's not uncommon to encounter distraction tricks, aggressive vendors, or even clever pickpockets. And older travelers, often seen as kind and approachable, can be easy targets. Security experts, even those at Lonely Planet and U.S. travel advisories, recommend a few simple but powerful steps. Leave valuables in the ship's safe. Carry only what you need, ideally in a crossbody bag with zippers close to your body. Skip the flashy watches and jewelry, and always stay aware when a stranger suddenly seems a little too friendly. Because the goal isn't fear, it's freedom. And a little caution means you get to enjoy every port with more confidence and peace of mind. Number 12. Relying too much on Wi-Fi during emergencies. In today's world, staying connected feels like second nature. We check messages, share photos, track flights, all with a tap. But on a cruise ship, Wi-Fi isn't always your best friend. It's often slow, pricey, and occasionally completely unavailable, especially far from shore. For cruise lovers who want to keep in touch with family or stay reachable in case of a medical issue, this can lead to unnecessary stress. Emergencies don't wait for a signal. And when something happens back home or on board, you want your loved ones to be able to reach you fast. That's why smart travelers, and even seasoned explorers like those at National Geographic Expeditions, recommend a few timeless tips. Share your full itinerary before departure. Leave behind a printed list of emergency contacts, and consider activating Wi-Fi calling or investing in a basic satellite message plan, not for scrolling, but for peace of mind. Because while technology may lag at sea, your preparation doesn't have to. Sometimes, a little planning on land goes a long way offshore. Number 13. Overlooking emotional triggers while cruising alone. Cruising offers so much beauty: sunset views, live music, and shared laughter echoing down the halls. But for some travelers, especially solo seniors or those who've recently lost a partner, those moments can stir up unexpected feelings of loneliness or nostalgia. Being surrounded by couples holding hands or families taking group photos can quietly tug at the heart. And while the ocean feels endless, solitude can feel closer than ever when you're thousands of miles from home. That's why mental wellness experts, even those from AARP and Silver Travel Advisor, encourage cruisers to lean into connection, not away from it. Most ships offer meetups for solo travelers, small group activities, enrichment lectures, and even quiet spaces for reflection or spiritual services. Sometimes all it takes is one friendly conversation or a shared experience to brighten your day. And remember, you're not alone on the sea unless you choose to be. Your next friend could be seated beside you at breakfast. Number 14. Packing for the port, but forgetting the ship. When you're heading to the Caribbean or Mediterranean, it's tempting to fill your suitcase with nothing but shorts, swimsuits, and sandals. After all, you're chasing the sun, right? But what many first-time and even experienced cruisers forget is that the ship has a climate of its own. Dining rooms are often heavily air-conditioned. Theaters can feel chilly, and even a light breeze on deck at night can catch you by surprise. Cruise lines like Celebrity or Holland America design ships for comfort, but comfort means different things to different people. That's why seasoned travelers always recommend packing light layers, even for tropical routes. A thin cardigan, a pair of long pants, and some cozy socks can make all the difference when you're enjoying a show or sipping wine by the window. Because nothing ruins a magical meal faster than shivering through dessert. And with the right gear, you can enjoy every moment, from sun-soaked shores to cool, elegant evenings on board. Number 15. Skipping a pre-cruise health check can cost you more than you think. Cruising brings excitement, anticipation, and sometimes a little stress before you sail. But brushing off small symptoms as just nerves can be a dangerous gamble, especially for travelers over 70 who want to enjoy active excursions, long days at sea, or visits to remote ports with limited medical access. Even if you feel generally well, it's important to make sure your body agrees. According to the Cleveland Clinic, a quick pre-travel checkup can help catch underlying conditions, adjust medications, or even give you the green light for high-altitude or humid destinations. Before you pack your suitcase, take the time to talk with your doctor about your itinerary. Mention long flights, back-to-back port days, or any physical challenges you're planning, like walking tours or tender transfers. Because one simple check-in can mean the difference between a safe, joy-filled journey and a trip cut short. The ocean is vast, but peace of mind starts at home. And there you have it. 15 hidden dangers most seniors never see coming on a cruise. And now, you're one step ahead of them all. Because cruising in your golden years isn't about holding back, it's about showing up prepared. It's about knowing the risks, trusting your wisdom, and choosing joy with both eyes open. You've earned this chapter. You've earned the right to relax, explore, and celebrate life on your terms. So pack that confidence right next to your passport. Let your curiosity lead the way, and let smart planning carry you through every wave. If this video gave you clarity, courage, or just one helpful tip, don't forget to like and subscribe to Travel Vibes, where experience meets adventure every time we set sail. Now it's your turn. Drop your favorite cruise tip in the comments. You never know, your wisdom might be the lifeline someone else needs before their next voyage. Until then, keep sailing smart, smiling wide, and chasing those golden horizons.